We can connect with our ancestors by doing some kind of task. It can be any chore or job. So what I'm doing right now is I'm getting celery seeds, because I like to use them in my herbs, in my cooking and salads. So rather than just banging at them or crunching them, to release the seeds, but you get all these tiny little stalks with them that come in, which I don't really want them because they can be a little spiky. So what I do is I press together, and then I rub the seed off, and that way I don't get the stalks in my work and in my cooking. And I can grind them like this a little bit, but then you'll get the stalk. But anyway, so what you do is you do this work. Whatever work you're doing, you could be detailing the car, it could be cooking, it can be cleaning, but you can't do it in a rush. You got to do it slowly. You should not be talking to anyone or even listening to the TV. It should be just silence. Maybe when you pick a day off work, it's a good time to do it then. And maybe have a little soothing song in your mind, or just something that makes you feel relaxed, or sad, or anything. And then you just detail. Again, I'll grab it and I'll just rub it gently. Oh, who has time to do this? Oh, I've got a deadline, I've got to do this within 20 minutes or blah blah blah. This. No, that's habit and fear of habit and habit of fear. So that's like when you think of fast food and things that come to us so quickly like that, you got to think of all the implications that has. You're putting into your body, for example, fast food or a drive-through, something that has not been made with love. If something has been made very quickly to meet your time frame, that's not made with love. Competition is not love. It's trying to prove yourself against another being. So you breathe, connect, have a little music or song in your mind, or just silence. Do your work and just dwell into it. These are the ones that I've got to do. These are the ones that I've done. And it's also like smoking. Smoking deters you. It's kind of like being in denial or escaping something, and not dealing with something. And it's a sign. It's a sign that something's not right. You haven't dealt with something, or you won't deal with something. But anyway, so you'll do your very slow, meticulous work. Hey, grow some herbs. Wait for them to seed, and if they've got edible seed like celery seed or parsley seed, coriander, you can do that with them as well. Careful if they jump around. And yeah, just sit there thinking, relaxing of your ancestors. You might not get the ancestor you want, but you can think about them. They could be a recent ancestor, they could be someone from the past, they could even be Alexander the Great. And you just let them come through as you do your work. you relax, and you do the job well done. You do it properly and slowly, detailing your car, whether it's cleaning a room or a drawer. You got to do it slowly, and you got to not be on a time frame. If you're in a rush, stop, don't do it, or find another time, or force yourself to go slow and designate extra time to do this. And then just let your feelings run through. You know, if you've got heavy, strong feelings coming in, let them run through. Don't be afraid of them. Fear of them is what's making it worse for you and prolonging the pain. The fear holds onto that pain and it embeds it so deeply inside us. So yeah, and just, it's not like, you know, I'm gonna have a psychic bloody reading with your ancestors, and it's not just to connect with your ancestors. What you're doing is you're doing wonders for your own body, your mental health, and your mind and your spirit and your health, and you're also doing yourself a favor with having this food, but you've done it with love. You've changed you've improved the frequency of your state right now and in the future. You know, everything we do in society, what we do only serves us for now and when we're going to use it. But things like this, they serve us. They collect, they accumulate, and they serve us in the future. So you just go slowly. You know, if you want to cry, cry. If you want to feel anger, but you got to put those things to ease. You know, crying is good because it gets the emotions out, and that's how ancestors will connect with us, you know, with maybe thoughts, associations, emotions, and things like that, you know. Yeah. And you know, if you don't get the result you want, you don't want to get the result you want. You just want to do the task and be good at it. You know, do it nicely, do it cleanly, and do it with a whole, open heart, a full heart. Even if you don't feel like love, feel your emotions. What is it that's troubling you right now? You know, you don't have to think about the topic, but feel that. Feel let the emotions come through. Emotions are, we don't understand, in human society today, most of us don't understand emotions and what they're for and how useful they can be. Yes, they're destructive, but that's only because society and those who don't go into emotions and deal with them, they warn us about the dangers. Oh, if you're going to be as stupid as me, this is what's going to happen. And that happens. But if you're going to be as good as me, then this is what's going to happen. And that happens. So it's a choice. And as I said, it's all about your emotions and your heart and your love and your purity. You've all got love and purity in heart. You have to stop, do some work like this, and get into it, yeah? I was just going to try something, but my camera doesn't have that function. I wanted to show you what I'm doing close up, and then I'll carry on with. So there's the seeds, trying to get away from the stalks. See this? There's stalks. Get away from the stalk, and then I'll just rub that, and it comes off. If there are seeds that aren't ready, they won't come up. That doesn't matter. But they're supposed to be as big as this. See the difference? They're full, these aren't. Anyway, I could leave it there. I could do it here. So just, yeah, breathe. feel your ancestors, or just connect with spirit. All of spirit is good, all of the light is good, you know. If you have bad connections, and well, most likely you won't be into these kinds of things, but people with bad connections and feelings for others and all that, you know, they will connect with other people of bad connections and feelings. You might say, oh, but my ancestor, although I like them and respect them, blah blah blah, they did a lot of bad things. Well, when they get out of this human jail, they are actually in peace. Most of them, doesn't matter what they did, in the peace, and it's all about, you know, roles and that we have to play out here. So don't worry about that. You just think of, and they could have, the ones that do bad are the ones that have messages for us even more. You know, if some tyrant that went killing people, he would probably be, or she would be, teaching you about love and togetherness, and how things don't have to be that way, you know. There's a lot of things, you know, we always criticize and punish those who do bad things because of society, but when they die, even while they're alive though, they teach us how to come together, how to be together. There's a lot of lovely things that come out of those things, you know, but they teach us what to do, what not to do, how to do it. Anyway, just connect with just allow them to come through, you know, and just feel what you think they're feeling through for you. You know, is it regret, is it sorry, is it just, you know, enough with the hatred and the war and the bitterness and the things that happened? You know, send them love and light. That's a good respect kind of thing, and it's a good spiritual exchange with you and them. You might say, oh, my such and such relative, cousin, father, whatever, was a beautiful person, how come they're not coming through? Well, if they're a beautiful person, you know, they might come through, but you want to accept the lessons that you're going to get from someone or something. You know, maybe someone else that had a not so good history with you will come through and share their feelings and what they learned, so that you don't do the same mistakes. Be at peace with those spirits. Be at peace with them, and, you know, cry with them, cry for you, cry for your family members. Don't think too much about your living relationships. Yes, you can for a bit to get that feeling, and then move the attention away from them to spirit, and see, you don't have to know who they are, you just have to connect, be open, be free. And also, as you learn and feel and think and cry and sigh, release the heaviness and the locks. But do this slowly. Do your task slowly. You know, do it with love. If it's a bit strenuous, stop, have a breathe, change hands maybe. And yeah, it's another type of meditation. So you might say, oh, I don't meditate, I'm not into that kind of stuff. I agree, me too. But if you did it a few times and properly, you'd understand that when you do your own type of work, it's actually meditation. But it's something that you're happy with, you know. Not everyone is happy with sitting still and doing whatever, you know, in meditations. But meditations aren't all like that. You just got to pick a different one. But anyway, we're picking a meditation that you either enjoy or have to get done or something, but you got to do it slowly. Never do your work just for the sake of doing it and getting it over and done with. You want to do it slowly. You want to do it with love and no time restrictions. So I'll sit back down again maybe so you can see me. And trust that you're connecting. You don't have to be something, oh wow, you feel that, you know, it's not going to be extremely noticeable. It's subtle. It becomes part of you. Just allow. And if you're thinking, oh, who's going to come through, I'm scared, oh no, that's too much, I'm going too much into it, that's not true. If that's happening to you, you've got other issues, and a lot of your fear is coming through. It's because you don't trust yourself, you don't trust the universe, God, or even your relatives or your loved ones that have crossed over. So don't do things like that if you get into that fear and worry and getting scared and caution and safety and all that. You don't need to do that. As I said, unless you're a person that delves in with the dark side, so to speak, or dark patterns in life, you're not going to get that, you know. Oh, this is getting a bit difficult. If you have any questions, I'm here to answer them. They don't cost you anything. Just trying to think what else I could tell you about it. Yeah, just connect. Just have that intention. And it's as simple as this. And I even urge people to grow a herb whose seeds you can eat, like celery seeds. You know, grow the celery plant. You only need one plant. They grow a lot of seeds, even parsley, celery, coriander might be a bit tricky, but they go to seed very quickly. Grow the herb, just plant it, and they usually don't need care. You can just plant them, water them once, and just leave it at that. They'll self-seed, and when the seeds are starting to become dry, you know, slowly, if they're big enough and they're starting to become dry, start cutting all the seeds off, you know, like with sticks, as I have, and hang them up for 1 month somewhere under the garage, let them dry, and then you can do the same as this. It's a good example, you know. It could be collecting flowers for a little, you know, if you want to put them in a smelly flowers that smell nice, like roses and lavender, and you can break them off, and you don't have to do it for long, like 40 minutes, you know. Maybe you're drinking some tea or coffee, not alcohol. That's a good reminder. When you're doing anything got to do with spirit, never ever add alcohol. That's when you'll get the spirits that will take advantage of you. So yes, when you go out, you drink alcohol. You know, 1 or 2 drinks may be okay, but 2 or more will not be okay. But not, it's kind of like smoking. When you smoke, unless you're 20-30 meters away, you're forcing everyone to choke. Why? That's very imposing and rude. Same as when you drink alcohol, when you've had like 2 or more drinks, you have already channeled in spirit unwanted or unpleasant spirit that will take advantage of any situation there. So I don't want to say demonic, because I don't believe in demonic, but spirit that will teach you lessons. But the thing is, everyone gets punished with you, because they have to put up with you, and whatever, you know, happens around them, if you're looking after that, someone's looking after you and you're drinking, you know, and you're acting like this, nothing might even happen, but you've invited those spirits to come around. So think about things. Be careful. Maybe ask the angels for help and support and care and protection when you are drinking like that. Don't make it a common occurrence. Make sure it's rare. But in any case, it doesn't bring good spirits, so to speak, when you do drink a lot like that. You've already attracted you have no control of it. They come in, they see that you're, you know, drowsy and relaxed, and you can't stop them, and you might not even notice them, because what they bring, it becomes part of your life. It becomes normal and natural to you. You know, you might ask, how are your relationships going, and how do you behave when you're drunk? Even if you don't get too drunk, I don't want to make this about alcohol, but I want you to learn the importance of not drinking alcohol, or very minimal. You know, you need to be aware of what it does and the spiritual implications it has for you and the people around you. So you're forcing, you know, mishaps and bad incidences on people around you. But then, even if you got someone loving with you, they will feel that energy, and they won't know why, and they might not like you as much anymore, because, and they won't know why. They'll think, oh, it's because of you drinking. Well, yeah, in one way, but it's because the spirits that you don't want have come through. All spirits will teach you lessons, no matter how bad and big they are. Even the alcohol ones, and the ones that will take advantage of a situation. All lessons are good. Doesn't matter how much they hurt. But yeah, but when you're drinking and there's other people around you, you're forcing bad things on other people. So I think I've given you enough information on, you know, when you do a task or cleaning, even if you're at work. See, this is why we have to, as a society, if we're going to have fast food, it has to be people that are doing it slowly, rotating shifts, so that it can always be done slowly, detailed, and with love. And you will get insight. You might not get straight away, maybe there's answers, you know, and you'll get them in feeling. Sometimes you'll get them like a direct sentence or a word. It'll just pop in your head. But make sure you're not adding your own biased opinion in there. As I said, it's all about love and feeling. If you ever get that thought where, oh, I'm doing this for your own good, or I'm doing this out of love, that's not the right answer. I can tell you that. I know a lot of people will try and twist their things around and say that they're doing it out of love. If they did it out of love, they'll just leave you alone and let you figure out your own path.